In this video, I do a weight check, before pictures, and a tribute to my dad. Hello everyone. Let's get right to this. Current weight 419.4. That's a loss of 4.2 pounds in the last 2.5 weeks. That brings the 3-month total to 15.6 pounds. It's pretty okay. Two things make this weigh-in a little bit more special. First one, I'm about 100 pounds down from my highest weight of 518. Here's a couple of pictures. Second thing, I'm about the same weight now as when my dad last seen me before he passed, about 13.5 years ago. The night before he passed, we talked on the phone for about half an hour, and I told him how I was just started exercising every day, and I was making cutbacks on like soda and stuff, and he told me that he was proud of me and that when he got out he was going to do that with me and support each other. And I thought that was a great idea. I was looking forward to it. And I talked about the Renaissance Fair that summer coming up. I was going to take him there. I know he would have loved that. Some of the common interests we had were castles and knights and sci-fi shows and movies. And on the top of his list would be Star Trek. I think he watched all the series. I watched, when I was a teen, I watched some of the Next Generation with him. Maybe a handful of the really old ones. I've seen all the movies, but he loves Star Trek. And the next day, my wife and my daughter, who was not quite 4 yet, almost 4, was on the phone with him while I was making dinner. And right before they got off the phone, I remember telling my wife to tell Dad that I'll be on my way as soon as I finish this dinner. I was making stir fry. So I finished up, quick dinner, headed toward the hospital, and I got within maybe a mile or so, and I got that phone call from my wife, and so I went to the hospital. I was right there, and I went to see my dad, and no one else was there yet. So in those moments I had before the rest of the family came, I was reflecting on my conversation I had with my dad, and I kind of made a silent promise to lose the weight and not give up. So after a couple of weeks, I started exercising again and decided to give it my all. And over the next few months, I worked out every day, made cutbacks on food and drinks that weren't good for me, and I didn't even weigh myself until the Renaissance Fair. And the night before the Renaissance Fair, I weighed in and I lost a total of a little over 50 pounds. And then after the Renaissance Fair, I slowed down, and what I call speed bumps happened, and I just stopped. Within about 6-7 months, I was back to where I was. And then 3 years after that, I was at 500, maybe 2.5 years. Take a look at this chart, kind of see how it has gone over the years. You see that part where it's I went from 500 to 302 in a couple years. That on that day, right before that drop, something amazing happened, and and I will share that in my testimony soon, a week or two. I don't know. I don't like setting dates because I don't know how well I'll feel on some days, but soon I'll share my testimony. There was a delay in making this video a little bit. I wanted to make something kind of fun and kind of tribute to my dad, thinking about my dad, and didn't really have anything Star Trek or around the house, so I just come up with this. I'm not really a crafty person, but I tried. In conclusion, I miss my parents. They're both gone. I'll mention my mom in another video a bit more. And thinking about that last conversation I had with my dad, I like to keep going, lose that weight, and not give up. So from here, I plan to pick things up. I've had a good 3-month warm-up. I kind of felt like I was on, like kind of like that, you know, the Enterprise leaving the space dock, kind of slow. Maybe at times a quarter impulse power. Now I want to go up a notch. My 50th birthday is coming up next month. I'd like to get under 400. I also need to feel better faster. I know slow and steady is good, but at this heaviness, I could use a boost. This weight's just it's too much. My future weigh-in videos are going to be more entertaining. So if you'd like to see those and maybe some miscellaneous things in between, follow along. Until then, I'm going to stay focused on the Lord, keep moving forward, and I'm going to pick up the pace.
Helm Warp 1, engage!
Live long and prosper.